All right. Welcome, everybody. Okay. It's a little impromptu live stream. I'm gonna give it a go. And right now I'm streaming directly from YouTube, the YouTube Live Center, whatever. YouTube Studio is what it's called. I'm hoping this feed looks good. Let me know if the audio sounds righteous. If not, well, post your comment down below. All right. Today we want to talk about a topic that I saw on petapixel.com. Okay, so shout out to them. All right. And when I saw this topic, it got me really thinking, because I've made a good income for years off of headshot photography. And when I saw this news, I was like, this is no bueno. Okay. Can't say I like it at all. And it also got me thinking about the future of photography in terms of a business, right? A career choice. Now, I know I've brought this up many of times in terms of the impact of AI, but every day more and more AI is helping and destroying a piece of us little by little, right? And it's good to be mindful. Now, granted, most of you out there might be just like a hobbyist, enjoy doing this for fun. It may be a second income. It's not something you have to rely on, or you're already retired, etc. But there are some out there that are like, how do I navigate all this? And hopefully we could talk about that today and go over those sort of things. And I'll share some other stuff that I have going on. Let me first get out there and try to share this bad boy. Let me go ahead, put it on Twitter. Okay. Let's see, live stream, YouTube, and photography. Bam. Put that out there. And then let's see. Where else can I put this out there? Would Facebook be a good place? I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, we could do. Awesome. Let's do that. Okay. Share it there. Now live. There we go. You know, you got to share your stuff out there in the ether and see who picks it up, etc. Bam. And then I might as well put this on. What do they do it now? Threads. I'm not sure if that matters a whole lot, but I think I might be the only person. I don't know. I don't know too many people who's using Threads, but I am right now. Okay. Now, so I just put it out there. If you're watching, feel free to smash that like. I do want to talk about one piece of gear that I just got my hands on, and it is the 7 Artisans 35mm f 1.8 lens. Let me try to hide my face. There we go. If I hide my face, there we go. This lens right here, which is something I've been enjoying using lately. It's a 1.8, granted, but this lens is only $299. Full metal. You can check out the unboxing video of this lens on my channel. I just did it. I think it was Monday. But I've been really enjoying it paired with the Z6 Mark III. Paired with the Z6 Mark III, this has actually been a very fun little package, to tell you the truth. And if you're just getting into portraits, you're just getting into photography, and you have, let's say, your kit lens, etc., a 1.8 prime lens, to me, I think they're so underrated. They really are. They probably do about 80-90% of the kind of photos from most people. If you just want easy separation, a great low light performance, compact, lightweight, and inexpensive, f1.8 lenses are going to give you that. Okay. So don't feel like you have to jump into the 1.2s, etc. All right. Mark Man's in the house. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, man? Good to see you. This is very impromptu. So I totally understand on folks not realizing he got that gas for the ZR. Hey, you know what? That's awesome. Did you pick it up yet or no? Did you pick it up? That's what I'm curious. If you picked up the ZR, definitely let me know. A lot of people had figured that I already bought it, but I'm actually waiting. Oh, you did? Wow. Okay. Well, shout out to whoops, not that one. This is for you. Okay, that's for you, Mark. You know what? Shout out to you. I think the ZR is really awesome. Oh, yeah, I have a problem. You have a problem. Oh my God. Okay, shots fired. So the ZR is a great camera, right? You can't beat it for that price. $2,100, 32-bit float audio, R3D codec, R3D and E codec. Um, of course, you get the big screen, et cetera, right? You're not going to get something bad out of that camera. I still would. I know this sounds petty. Open gate. I wish the ZR had the open gate. I wish it had built-in anamorphic support. Lumix can do it. That means everybody else can. The technology has been available to have in-body anamorphic support. Um, an open gate, as I mentioned earlier. Um, full HDMI. Um, I hate having to have multiple different kinds of HDMI cords just for simplicity's sake, not saying it's any less reliable. And then for 2200 bucks, I've been staring at like the Pixis, quite honestly, because I want a dedicated cinema camera. Like this is like a great segue into the red line or just video recording in general. And it's a very low cost way to get into it for sure at $2,100. But I want a dedicated cinema camera like the Pixis 6K for sure. I'm eyeballing the Pixis 12K because of that. Um, I don't care if it doesn't have a an EVF because that's not why I would have bought a cinema camera for anyway. So I do like the form factor, and that large touchscreen is freaking awesome. Okay, it's really good, especially for like I would have the ZR as an awesome B cam, quite honestly, because most of you out there are going to shoot R3D any files anyway. You're just not. They're humongous. I mean, humongous. If you saw my ProRes RAW video test for the Nikon Z6 Mark III, that was humongous amount of files. Remember, I recorded for like, you know, 20 seconds here, 30 seconds there, 10 seconds here. And after we were done recording tons of B-roll, I had over 400 gigs just with that ProRes RAW from the Nikon Z6 Mark III. So, with that said, if you're doing this R3D codec, like you're just going to be gobbling up hard drive space. And the only time that for me that'd be worth it is if it's for a commercial client, a small business or whatever that, and they're paying for that storage, or a film. Like if you're shooting a movie and you want to shoot in that super rich Kodak and get all that latitude, then that makes a lot of sense to me. Um, Mark says, so far, if I'm honest, it makes me appreciate the Z6 III more and excited at what the future of Z6 III or other Nikon cameras. No, you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. I think for me, after checking out the ZR, I actually really it's actually I've doubled down on my appreciation for the Z6 Mark III. Reason why is like I still think the Z6 Mark III right now for Nikon is the best balanced hybrid camera they have. That's right. That's what I said. Okay. Now, granted, the Z8, the Z9 are hybrid in the sense that you could do up to, internal ProRes RAW. You could do 8K footage and all that stuff. Yeah. But it's not what I mean by perfect balance is that balance between being able to handhold this for a continuous period of time, fit in most camera bags, still somewhat compact, give you up to 6K footage, ProRes RAW internal, and 24 megapixel images and really good autofocus. The Z6 Mark III to me is probably the best. I'm gonna just put it out there, best value camera right now. Okay. This camera is awesome. And yes, I have the Z8, but there's so many times where like the Z6 Mark III is just, I don't know, more pleasant to have, and I can still get my photos and video. So that's just me. If I'm wrong, feel free to let me know. I mean, I have no problem being wrong. Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, we got this the breaks. Do you ever take pure pictures without any filters or edits? Just curious. Um, I don't add any filters to my photos when I post. I might tweak it like using the, let's say if I use my iPhone and I use the camera settings and tweak them a little bit, or the Lightroom mobile app, but I don't add any filters per se. I might put my own preset on there, but do I ever just post raw, like straight up, no edits, no anything? Gosh, no, I actually haven't, to be honest. And it's because when I take a photo, I'm already thinking like, oh, that's how I would get it to the point of what I really envision for that photo. Even when I take it with a cell phone, etc., I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take it anyway because I can fix it like so, and then I post it. So to be honest, I don't. Okay. Now there's some that I've done very little edit, but I don't know. I've always, tweaked it some way, to be honest. Albert comes in. Hey, hello, all. Hello to you. Thank you for joining us, Albert. Really appreciate that. Yeah, today we're just keeping it light. We're going to talk photography today. You see, I'm lived up here, and I'm live streaming straight from YouTube Studio. And I really am hoping they put more emphasis on this YouTube Studio because, first of all, it's free. Hello, so I like that part. I do this for a living. That's right. I do this for a living, so I can't be spending a whole ton of money. Okay. But most of all, it helps me to save some coins. But it's gotten a lot better. So I hope you guys like it. Um, awesome, awesome. This the breaks. So it's just, I don't I mean, very rare do I think I see people who post photos without editing, right? Unless they're just not a photographer and they're just taking quick snap pics and stuff like that. I mean, we had the dark room and folks were manipulating their images then back through with chemicals and spoons and whatnot, the dodge and burn and everything. So don't feel any kind of way because you may process your photos. Your photo is done when you're finished with it, right? So the first step is, well, planning it out, hopefully. Second step is taking the photo. And the third is processing it. Now, if you don't choose to process it, don't feel bad. And if you do, hey, Mazel tov, do your thing because it's your photo, it's your vision. Okay. It's your vision. All right. So, anywho, that's just my opinion. Um, there is too much editing though. I'll give you that sometimes. I'm just like, yo, you just went to town on this thing, okay? J Rod comes in. Hello from Maryland. Awesome. Thank you. Oh yeah. There we go. Fajar's in the house. We got Fajar. Good morning from the other side of the world. Wow, that's crazy. Because over here it's 4:20 p.m. Okay. Lots of folks are sending in a best basic headshot and using AI to convert it to a nice headshot. Thank you. Let me see if I can I pin it? Oh shoot. I wish it would show it up, but add as moderator, put your timeout, report, go to channel activity. Okay, anyway. Well, this the breaks. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it, man. That's just my opinion. And J Rod, you're right. A lot of people are just taking a straight up selfie with a cell phone, and these AI tools are killing the game. Okay. So we're going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, we're here hating on time zones. That's right, Fajar. You're absolutely right. J Rod AI can take a basic pit. Oh yeah. Put on some nice clothes, add some bouquet, put you in a suit and a tie, give you a turtleneck. It's crazy. I know I've seen some of the results, and that's why I when I saw this topic, article rather on Petapixel. I was like, you know what? I think we should talk about this. Let's talk about it. Um, this the breaks. Do you think AI will someday ruin photography? I don't think it will ruin photography per se, but definitely it's gonna shake some things, right? Some stuff is gonna fall off the shelves. Okay, um, like a bad earthquake. I think anything creative, if you're should be definitely worried about AI disrupting your situation, whether you're a journalist, a screenwriter, an artist of any form, like photography, videography. They're getting even better with the video AI. That it's just for you. This is all just warning signs to help you stay ahead of the game, not to feel defeated. Okay. But I don't know about ruining it completely, but definitely what AI will do is make our potential the consumers of photography, like your clients, etc., make them more stupid, right? And what I mean by it'll make them more stupid is that they will think, first of all, you do what AI does. Like, oh, just throw a castle back there and a moon and a cow jumping over the moon. Like, they'll want you to do all sorts of crazy stuff just because they see AI could do it. So that's one thing that I think will make our potential clients or subjects more stupid. Another thing is they're going to think what they saw generated from AI is real, and that's further along stupefying the consumer base, right? So we have to be I think one of the solutions is as photographers is to really first concentrate on creating your own creative voice. Okay? Concentrate on creating your own creative voice. Something that is unique to you. When we see that, that is you. Okay? I just recently had my movie premiere, and a cinematographer came up to me and he's like, "I could tell how you shoot. You have a certain style. It looks good, but I can tell that's your style." And that's, I think, one of the biggest shields against AI as photographers is that we have to create our unique style, the aesthetic, that approach, professionalism, all that good stuff, and something that AI cannot replicate. It could try to mimic, but it can't replicate wholeheartedly, and that's why a lot of times I think honestly that you will have a long lasting career or at least a reputation because people want that aesthetic that you did. Okay, so if you're just a cookie cutter Sears Roebuck headshot photographer, that John's gonna be done, brother. Okay. But if you are very intentional with creating your unique voice as a photographer, you'll have a better chance than most. And the second thing is honestly, we have to diversify. You gotta diversify or die. Okay. Let me say it again. All right, for the children in the back. You have to diversify or die. That is the only options you have if you want to stick in this game. If you're retired and you just love photography and you're okay financially, Mazel tov, you made it. But some of us are sitting here grinding in the mud. And for those that want to grind in the mud with the rest of us, you have to diversify or die. That is it. So if you just want to take still images, you must be like a magnificent still photographer. If that's the only thing you want to do. People are already, I've been yelling this on my live streams for at least 2 to 3 years. Photography alone will no longer cut it. And this article is another piece of an example of that, right? We got some comments here. Let's go back and check out these comments, folks. If you can, if you be so kind. Okay, let me put it on the hold on here. Here we go. Uh where's my good? There we go. Now let's just take a quick little moment right now and smash that like button, okay, everybody? I know you missed my sound effects. I'm back on this thing, okay? But I need your help. you go ahead and smash that like button because for today only, it is free 99. That's right, I said it's free 99. You go ahead and smash that like button. All right, it will be greatly appreciated. Anyway, so let's go ahead and check up on these. Yep. Okay. Time zones. Hi, you just mentioned that. Yep, that's exactly what I mentioned. For genres, for some genres, it kind of already has stock photos, and catalogs are in trouble. See, that's a great point. So if you just stuck in that one niche where being very niche was a very good thing, nowadays it's diversification. Can you do bop 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 bop, right? And you want to be able to secure that client, it's best that you know how to do bop bop bop. You know how to take still images for that client, and in that package, you're taking maybe making some short form vertical content for them. You're more or less nowadays expected to be a one man marketing, a content creation marketing agency. That's what I'm noticing more. I could be wrong, but they're going to expect you to know how to shoot video. They're going to expect you to um, shoot photography, and they're going to expect you to like know some AI stuff too. And this is all without them asking. They're just going to expect it, right? Like 2 years ago, I was saying you should get into video, get into video, get into video, get into video. Now, are you kidding me? They expect that's not even a question because they expect you to offer both. Let's see. King Krug, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. All right. For your photography, are you using Hasselblad or Fuji? For photography, I use the Nikon Z8. Okay, that is like my go-to for still images. There's just something magnificent about the performance of the Z8. It's super reliable. It's durable as hell. If I need video, give me up to 8K. ProRes RAW, all that good stuff. So the Z8 is kind of my jam, especially for photos, 45 megapixel images, etc. So no Fuji, no Hasselblad. I've never shot with Hasselblad. I've tried a Fuji. I like Fuji a lot. But no. Oh, this the breaks. That's a wonderful. Yeah, exact. Well, thank you very much. That's a wonderful compliment. Well, there you go. Shout out to you. And King Crux says, "Is diversifying mean you need to offer more than photography and videography?" Yeah, like I think photography and videography is a given. What I mean is like all the nuances in between it. So like just shooting video isn't enough, right? They're gonna say, okay, can I get a vertical with in the same video, right? Can I shoot? Can you make horizontal long form content and then also chop it up and give me 3 pieces of short form content from that long content? So um it's like that's why I said it's more like a content creating marketing company, but a one man army if you're just by yourself, right? So, hey, can I get this kind of thing? Because what I notice is they'll go to and it's just this is just logical. Someone would rather get with somebody who can do it all and just pay them than 5 million people they have to chase down for each piece of product, right? So just because you can shoot video and you don't know how to make very cool, engaging vertical content, they're going to go to somebody else. But then they're like, hey, you know what? We offer video too. They're just going to hire that one person. So that's what I mean by diversify. So like all the nuances within photography, all the nuance, like if you want them to make like throw in and upsell them on graphic design. If you do photography and then you have Canva, you could literally make them flyers all day, and that's an upsell. You gotta for videography too. So it was like, oh, I'll shoot your interview, but for an extra X, I'll make 3 pieces of vertical content from that video as well, add text on it, yada yada yada. They're gonna more than likely take that and pay you because you're gonna supply them with value. So diversification is ultimately comes down to adding value. If you just shoot stills, unless you're like Patrick Demarchelier and you're just this world-renowned editorial photographer, no one gives a damn. That's why he doesn't have to run around shooting video and TikToks and whatnot. He's Patrick Demarchelier, enough said. Now, for the rest of us, and he blew up in a different time period, right? Different generation, different financial situation as well. The economy was different. But nonetheless, don't have that pleasure. So what's going to beat it? If you don't have that huge name, it's going to be diversification. Diversification ultimately meaning adding value. So if you can shoot video, yeah, I can make you. I can shoot your interview. I can make vertical content. I can do this. I can do that. Maybe some branding content, etc. And then even if you start off with video, you can say, you know what, you're going to need some stills too. How about we shoot a few stills for you to use for ads or what do you call it? Still graphics to post online, etc. So it's all about adding value as much as possible. And because of the cameras like this Z6 Mark III, I could literally create all the content a client needs just from one of these cameras. So that's why I'm trying to help impress in your mindset when we're talking about how AI is disrupting headshot photography for obvious reasons. You better be thinking diversification. Ultimately, how do I add more value? All right, let me wait here. Boop. So King Kruk, thanks for that question. Uh Roy Bigsby, I've shot more headshots than portraits. Unless AI has access to all our headshots, then it can't make them. That's true. But you know what? With a report like this, where they're talking about the 40%, that's still a lot. That's a lot of people who would consider. So that means 40% of people right there, you already have to overcome them even going to an actual human being. And then you have to win them on price and package and value. Right. So I'm just saying. Um, let's see. Mark Man says, side note, which monitor do you recommend I get? For a monitor, honestly, I'll show you. If you want a solid monitor, I'd recommend the Shinobi Go. Okay, Mark Man, the Shinobi Go right here. It's super thin. Look how thin that thing is. Okay. It can't even see my. Okay, there we go. All right. Anyway, look how thin this thing is. SD card right there, power, full HDMI, USB C. It can be powered through there, the USB C. I put a fake plate back there, a fake MP battery dummy, a dummy battery back there, and then I used a V mount to power it. Super lightweight. I think it does. Shoot, don't misquote me. I'm gonna say 1,200 nits, something like that. It's really nice. Has all the things you need: histogram, false color, etc., 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 etc. It does it all. Okay. This is a nice one. Not the cheapest, not the cheapest, but it is really good though. And it's again, I like the lightweight. Weight does matter. Like your rig gets heavy real quick. So out if you're using it for the Z9, this would be a nice pairing. Okay. Granted, this is a 5-inch monitor, and the Z9 has a 4-inch. So, but nonetheless, you know, every inch matters. Hello. Okay. So I hope that helped at all, Mark Man. And then we got King Quack AI is making even white collar jobs nervous. Yeah, I know. Every day I feel like I hear tens or hundreds of people losing their jobs over something that was replaced by AI. And that's why I'm trying to like when I heard about the headshot photography didn't surprise me. What surprised me was the percentage of people that would consider using it over a human being. I was like, wow, that's a big number. 40%. That's a lot, right? I said, you know what? Let me jump on this live and talk about it because that is a bit alarming. Okay. I know a lot of people, like if you talk to them face to face, they're like, oh, always support a human over AI. But when they're behind closed doors and they could save a lot of money, come on now, you already know they're gonna act in their own best interest, right? Let's see. Fajar, we in cosplay, genre hating on AI altogether. Oh, what do you mean you're playing and dress up on costume play? But it's general through yeah, no, it's generated through AI. The craftsmanship is really appreciated here. Oh wow, okay. Well, there you go. That's one way that you benefit from it for sure. Let's see. Oh, drunk wedding photographer. What's going on? Let me see. Let me get my stuff together here. What kind of show am I running here? Okay. Let's see. We got a lot of good stuff here. My man, yeah, I got a Nikon Z8, Z6 III, and now ZR. I may return it. You may return the ZR. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's I haven't heard one person saying that. I've been seeing a lot of videos about the ZR, how happy they are to have the ZR, how proud they are to have been the first to get it, etc. Not someone putting quotes, I may return it. Ooh, geez. I definitely would love to hear more about that. Markman says, that's what I said. Oh, shoot. Okay. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely shocked to hear that. I wonder what that is. All right, let's get this. Let me share this. Let me share my screen. Pull up this article. All right. So you can see the article right here. All right. And it says, is at petapixel.com. Shout out to them. Okay. Shout out to Petapixel. And the AI generated headshot market is booming. A recent survey of 2,000 US adults found 44% of them would consider using an AI headshot. And this is reportedly playing out in real life as professionals increasingly opt for the controversial images for LinkedIn or a cover letter. That means they want the cheapest but yet best creative um, possibility, okay, or choice. And that's what AI headshot stuff is. I mean, I forgot I haven't experimented with it, but it sounds like it's very affordable. There's been an explosion of AI headshot generators, including on Canva, as customers turn to them not just for a cheaper price, but in hope it gives them an edge on competition. Ooh, didn't know Canva's doing it, you sons of guns. But the price point is important. One young professional tells CNBC that when she studied at Yale, a 15-minute session with a headshot photographer set her back $200. We're too expensive. We actually want to be able to make a living. So, of course, it seems expensive. It was really expensive. The process of getting the pictures back, rendering them, looking at which ones I like the best, and then sending it back to the photographer for edit. Who now works at an AI powered shopping platform? Oh well, then shoot, she's a bit biased, but whatever. But look at this. I had an AI headshots done last year. This guy on the right, his bizarre arms. Oh yeah, huh? While the guy on the left looks like my more handsome brother. Oh yeah, they even clean up his skin too. The AI. That's see, it's not perfect for sure. Last year, I tried out PhotoPax AI, a service that costs $10. And for that, the user receives hundreds of AI images. But as I pointed out then, while the images may look a lot like me, it's not exactly how I look. All right. So, still, there's like a large learning curve for this AI, but it's gunning for some of our jobs. Okay. And for some people, as long as you get like two or three good ones, I think they'll find that $10 is more than worth it, right? Because I don't charge $10 for an extra photo, so I'll just be honest. Okay, it is perceived as risky to use AI headshot. A poorly done AI generated headshot is easily recognized, reads as inauthentic, and can hurt the client's chances of being selected. Yeah, because you look like you're faking it till you make it, kind of thing. However, as technology advances, it is getting more and more difficult to definitively tell if an image is AI. And that's That's going to be a big pill to swallow. It's only going to get better, as we saw how much AI is literally changed within the past 3 years. It's night and day difference, and it's got its consistency and producing better output has definitely increased as well, and that's only going to happen here too. CNBC spoke to LinkedIn, which says that it does allow AI headshots on the website, but with the caveat, the photo must reflect your likeness. All right. Canva insists that the purpose of AI headshot generator is not to replace photographers, but to create a more accessible way to get professional and unique headshots. Well, that may not be your intention, but it is gonna obviously deter some potential customers looking for headshots away from humans. That's a fact. If you're a headshot photographer who has been affected by AI headshot market, we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to go check them out. This is Petapixel. This story was just October 23rd, so it was just yesterday, and that's why I wanted to go live and talk about this. All right, let me go ahead and shrink. No, beep. There we go. So now I'm back. Now, let me know what you folks think. I would love to hear more about it in the chat. In the meantime, let me try to catch up. Okay, Mark. Okay, Mark Man says I am more photography and adding video, and I think the Z6 III and Z8 are really good for video. Well, you won't hear me argue honestly about that point. The biggest difference between Z6 III and the ZR is that you get the R3D codec, 32-bit flow audio, and a bigger screen. But how often are you going to use R3D codec? 32-bit float is like really cool to have, but it's not the end all to be all. Like we've been doing fine without it. If you just mic your if you just mic your source properly. What else is there? So yeah, no, I could totally agree. Being that I have the Z6 III and the Z8, I'm in that same position. That's why the next camera I want to get is a dedicated cinema camera, a high grade video camera, like the Pixis 12K. That thing I've been staring at for sure, but I've been hoping, does Nikon come out with a red camera that's like full frame, maybe more stripped down, just the basics, baby. And then I also looked at Lumix. Are they ever going to come out with an S1H Mark II? Right? Otherwise, I'm gonna just hold out, and then maybe I'll end up with the Pixis 12K because I want a dedicated cinema camera. If you have the Z6 III, you have the Z8 or Z9, you're pretty much on the top tier of the class. Like you really can't go wrong. So I feel you, Mark, man. I really do. I also think NRAW is amazing already. Yes, it is. It is amazing already. Now, me personally, I like doing more Apple ProRes just because all these editing platforms can work with Apple ProRes. It's just a super safe bet. And then if anything, maybe B-Raw. Um, but yeah, you have NRAW and you could shoot ProRes RAW. So like you have so many options, and more than likely, once folks understand how much data these options we're gawking over take up realistically in a real world scenario, you'll think twice before using half of them. Okay. I don't shoot more than when I use my Z6 III for my YouTube videos. Shoot, I use H.265. Okay, 420 10-bit. And guess what? My videos look great. So I don't know what to tell you. Roy Bigsby says I was considering the BM Pocket for the rare videos I do, but the ZR looks like it does everything better except for the HDR part. Yeah, I would probably stick with the ZR. I wouldn't go back to Blackmagic Pocket just because now we're talking about older technology, and just by getting a ZR, which is extremely affordable, you're getting the latest and greatest of technology, improved autofocus, huge screen, that 4-inch screen, so you're not going to miss out. by not going with the Blackmagic Pocket for that. Um, you're gonna get was it I said the autofocus, 32-bit float audio, so that right there really sets it apart. Um, yeah, and you get up to 6K. I think you're just gonna be better off with the ZR, quite honestly. And if you have any Z glass, you already got glass for it. That's my opinion. ZR for sure. I would do Blackmagic if you're looking at picks at 6K, the 12K, and anything above those. I wouldn't look at that pocket stuff anymore, unless you really wanted to. But if you're spending $1,500 or whatever, just put it toward a camera with the latest technologies, at least future proof for yourself in that sense. Uppity buppity bup. Let's see. Um, okay, okay, okay. Gosh, it's harder to keep up with my with the chat here. I appreciate that, everybody. I was consider. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's my okay. That was Roy, and then Fajar says, "What did Fajar? Where did Fajar? Oh, wedding seems saved. Imagine telling your kids not having memory to one of your best day. Absolutely. Just said, yeah, we just got generated an AI image using AI model and it's done. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I think you're absolutely right. Unless that one or two people who only maybe could afford a humble wedding and they upload a couple of photos that they took of their day and they put themselves in Paris, AI generated wedding photos. I've seen those things in the same way that the AI headshots are being done. Like you'll upload your engagement photos to the site and it'll generate fake wedding photos. I could definitely, I agree with you. I think that's one area that people just feel safest having a photographer that they met, consultant, etc., showed up, hung around, and captured those in between small moments too that really add value. And again, that's what I going back to what I said earlier. Diversification just ultimately means have the mindset of how do I add more value? I try to do that for all of you on this YouTube channel, quite honestly. I know I'm not the only one who talks about cameras and photography or whatever. I'm not special. I totally get it. I'm constantly trying to figure out how do I add more value? What is it that they would like to see? How can I better help folks or at least entertain them? Okay. And that's why I have all these cool sound effects. Okay. Now I know my sound effects annoy some people, but it is what it is. All right. Let's see here. King Crux says, I use my Z51.8S today. I forgot how good that lens is. It's levels above being above a nifty 50. No, you're absolutely right. And that's why I talked about like me testing out the 7 Artisans 35 mil lens. I have the same exact response. It's like, hey, you know what? This thing's kind of fun. And it's way more compact. And if it breaks, I'm not like, how can I say? I'm not gonna kill myself over it. I mean, I'll be upset, but um, yeah. So shout out to the F1.8s. Maybe we should talk about that one day. Mark Man says the 51.8 fire, especially with this ZR. Oh yeah, I'm sure you're gonna get sweet stuff. You got to throw a 35 on there. You probably look. It'll be real fun to use. You throw a 35 on that ZR. I'm guessing Mark Man, you pre-ordered your ZR. I'm guessing that's how you got it so quick. AI is building its images from our photo storage centers everywhere. Ooh. Well, Roy, that's probably why they're making leaps and bounds and improving the technology. I thinking about for still images, right? Give it like 2 more years, it's going to be pretty darn awesome. Okay, pretty darn awesome. You see how fast ChatGPT has been remodeling itself, or what would you call it? Improving itself, updating itself. And I'm so impressed. I mean, I pay for ChatGPT and I'm just like, yo, this thing is crazy good. So, and I'm not an expert at using AI, but it helps me a lot with creating content, ideas, ideation stuff, planning. It does so much where I literally consider a ChatGPT as my assistant. Okay, the assistant I've always wanted. That's what I do. Um, Mark, man, whoa, 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 whoa. I convert the dot NEV to R3D for the IPP pipeline. I have the Rode Mic Pro now, internally 32-bit float recording. So yeah, it was the idea of having red because I wanted to get a red Komodo X. Well, it's funny that you said that because damn, I wish I could like highlight these. Uh that'd be so cool if I could highlight these comments as I'm reading them. Channel activity, go to some pin. Yeah, that's the one thing I wish I could do with this inside of YouTube Studio. Anyway, no, you're absolutely right. I think when the hype of the ZR was like on the tip of everybody's tongue and even mine, obviously, my thought was, oh shoot, this is gonna be like Nikon and Red coming together, and I was so hoping for a box camera. I wanted a box camera, give me full frame, granted, it'd be a lot that I'd be asking for, but I was willing to look at it anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 if it needed to be that, right? Not the Komodo X price, but like right below it and kill off the Komodo, right? We don't need that Komodo anymore. I think it's super long in the tooth. If anything, go to Komodo X. But even that, I'm like, if it wasn't for it, I had rolling shutter, ridiculous Kodak frame rates, etc., low light, etc., I would say let go to Komodo X. But the Komodo X still has a great place. I like that it has a built-in V-mount plate and stuff like that. Komodo X, absolutely. But that first Komodo, Dunzo. You can get so many cameras now at $3,000 that will technically be more, how can I say, pliable to most filmmaking scenarios. For 3 grand, I would look at the Pixar 6K, quite honestly. Shoot B-raw. You're gonna be awesome. So with all that said, yeah, I was looking at the ZR as more of that. And then when it came out to be more like a mirrorless camera that could shoot Red Kodak, I was like, it's not exactly what I was hoping for. I want a dedicated cinema camera, box shape. Damn it. That's my jam. All right. I'm not gonna give up on that. Um, let's see. I converted. Markman says, well, now I would say the new R3D and E because it's a smaller than ProRes. It works on everything now. Okay. Again, I haven't. When I used the camera, I wasn't allowed to take files or for sure bring them home. I was allowed to put any memory card in it or anything. So I haven't worked with it. So I obviously I don't want to say something I haven't personally done or had experience with. But um having R3D, having B raw accessibility, ProRes raw, whatever it may be, or ProRes, um, is all great, but file management becomes an issue really quick. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it, but from my experience, you most people won't need that Kodak for most things. You might want it for a special occasion, make a cool video, etc. But it gobbles up space like no one's business. You have no clue. Like it's crazy how much data is generated in those Kodaks. Okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying prepare yourself and then you'll realize, like, hmm. And if you took that R3D Kodak away, what else are you left with in the camera? Right. That's why, like, um, I'm not gonna, I hate to, I'm not trying to compare it, but if I look at other systems, I'm like, there's so many other things that I enjoy about it, right? If I get the Pixis 12K, now I can shoot 4K 120, zero crop, full sensor readout. I'm not cropping, not 1.2, 1.5, no nothing, right? So like, there's other reasons I could do 8K, I could do 9K, I could do 12K. I'm like, oh, okay, I get some use out of this if I didn't shoot B-raw. Let's just say. Yesterday, some of you may have jumped on my stream where I was shooting video with this rig. Let me show you the rig. A lot of me, you may have seen me yesterday. I was shooting with this. Okay, this rig right here, and whoops, and guess what? I was only doing 4K, 422, 10-bit, 200 megabits a second, and what was the thing? And I didn't even shoot vlog on purpose. I didn't shoot log. I shot Cine D, which is like a color profile that Panasonic uses specifically. That's like, it's not standard, it's not vlog for sure, or Rec 709. It like gives a little bit of latitude more than standard, but at the same time, it's a bit, processed already, right? So it's more compressed because it's already more processed. But you're pretty much, as long as you get, if you get all of your lighting, everything in the pocket the way you need it, you won't need to really change a whole lot in the first place, right? So reason why I shot in Cine D and not vlog is because first I want to save storage space. Okay, I'm using this. I'm going to use this for YouTube, etc. And I gave the files to the model. She's going to use it for her website, etc. So I want her to be able to post. If she just hurries up and posts it because she's not an editor, then I want the files to be pretty much the way I saw it through the camera, right? Minimum amount of editing as possible because she's not a video editor. Secondly, if I like it and I just throw a 709 and a little bit of a LUT on there, it's just going to spice it up that much more. All right. I didn't want to waste a whole bunch of time processing it. And sometimes I just don't have the time. I don't have the patience on the time. I don't, because if I shoot in B raw or a ProRes raw or N raw or R3D, that means I have to spend time editing this crap. Okay. And sometimes I just don't feel like it. So I'm like, I would want a Komodo X because of the dynamic range, because of global shutter, because of the low light capability, the frame rates you could shoot with it is crazy, right? And the bit depth on those files are nuts. Like that's why I would want it myself. Okay. Anyway, I'm ranting. I apologize. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, Junk Wedding Photographer. You already know, brother, right here. Where's it? Where's it at? Where's it at? Uh, where is my Randy Savage? Oh, here we go. Randy Savage for you. Oh yeah. There we go. And oh, the train horn too. Okay, I got you, brother. Okay, and the coin. Wow, we're getting requests. There we go. All right. That's for Drunk Wedding Photographer out there. The real ones know. Okay. I used to use the 3518. My friend owned one. Yeah, that I'm really like when they reached out to me about this lens, right? It's only $299. When they reached out to me, I was like, who doesn't want to try out a 35 mil lens? A 35 is so fun. And I don't have a 35 prime for Z mount. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll check it out. Okay. Let's see. We got Drunk Wedding Photographer. ChatGPT helps polish my writing, grammar, etc. And Midjourney makes my blog thumbnails. AI has its practical uses if used right. 100%. I use, matter of fact, that kind of like had AI help me make the thumbnail that we have for this live stream, right? I put my photo in there, I did the text, and then I was trying to figure out a cool background. And you know what? AI made some suggestions inside of Canva. And I was like, all right, I'll choose that one. It made 4 different types. And I chose one. I was like, cool, that works. And that's the thumbnail you see. So AI is absolutely amazing. We use AI when you use masking tools inside of Lightroom. Okay. And let's be honest, the AI tools and the removal tools inside of Lightroom has gotten extremely effective and powerful, very smart compared to just 5 years ago, where I was like, and I had to bring it into Photoshop. Now it's like honestly barely open up Photoshop. All right. So 100%, I agree. Fashar says, good news, Rob. My local camera rental just picked up the Nikon Z lineup recently, and I see Z8. Hello, shout out to you. Seems like I need to rent this one out with the amazing Z 14 to 24, 2.8. Yes, that is a phenomenal setup. That lens, I don't know why I still don't have it, but I'm telling you, that is a great lens. That's a great lens, especially if you shoot video, right? I think people forget how great it is to have a wide angle lens more than 24 mil for video. Okay. That's just me. That's one lens. I'm like, oh, make sure I pack something that's wider than a 24. Because 24 is great, but you'll be amazed there were certain times where like you just need the extra 4 or 8 millimeters. And so the 14 to 24 is a great for like for video. If I was shooting an event and I had to bring two lenses, the 14 to 24, the 24 to 70, you're pretty much you're set. Okay. You might want something a little bit longer though, but just in case you're in the back somewhere. But generally speaking, you're pretty good to go. The King Crux says Komodo X is awesome. For me, I'm looking at a Raptor XE. Well, I'm not gonna lie, shout out to you for even looking at the Raptor XE. Personally, I'm gonna be good with like I think the Pixis 12K for now, but that Raptor XE looks awesome. That AK freaking beast. But my budget doesn't say that. My budget doesn't say Raptor. It says Pixis at the most. Okay. Let's see here. I love all this conversation you guys are all having. This is great. Let's see here. What do you guys think about this impromptu live stream? Okay. What do you think about this impromptu live stream? Okay. Because I'm thinking about doing this more often now, getting on here, talking this smack about whatever madness we have to deal with in the creative world. Hold on. Let me turn on this light. I think it's getting a little dark on me. Oops. Ooh. There we go. All right. Anyway, let me know if you guys are like the fact that I just jumped on like a madman without even telling you, without notifying you. This is very impromptu. Okay. Let's see. What kind of cool features does this YouTube Studio have? I'm always curious. It has a pop out box. What the heck is this? Oh, okay, right on. Third view, 32. This is all right. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out all these features it has because I always get emails about YouTube Studio and everything else. But I think that play ad, insert ad. Oh, what the hell is it? Let me see. Oh, inserted. Oh, ads insert. Oh, shoot. I think I accidentally pressed the button. My bad. If you guys saw an ad, that was totally my fault. I'm busy pressing buttons over here and messing things up. Okay. King Crux says, Rob, your live stream game is strong. Just need to do it more often. All right, brother. You got it. You got it. Okay. I'm not sure if you know, like I've done some recent live streams that are vertical, but I kind of dig this situation, just coming out and hanging out. I really do. I think I've been overthinking doing live streams, I overthink it, um process it, and I'm like, oh, I should talk about this, talk about that, da, 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 da. And all of a sudden I just gas myself out being too excited instead of just turning on the camera, turning on the light, and just start talking smack with all of you. So, all right, King Crook, I hear you. I hear you, brother. I got you. King Crook says, what about for portraits or products? Oh, okay. He's talking to Roy. Okay, copy that. Mark Man says, when I can, I will support. So I'm here when I can. There you go, brother. Shout out to you. Yeah. Thank you, Mark Man. I really appreciate it. I really do. King Crux says, Rob, We all rock with you. I think if you do it more, you'll get a bigger crowd. Man, you know what? From your ears, what is it? From your mouth to other viewers' ears. I forgot what the saying is, but I really appreciate that because it's something that I've been talking about honestly, and I'm like, you know, there's so much going on, and hearing you guys say that motivates me now. Okay, it absolutely does. Because I actually do like going live because this is when I get to connect with all of you. See, all of you in here right now are people that I've seen for the past 3 years that I've been doing a live stream. Roy, Fajar, Drunk Wedding Photographer. We got King Kruk, Markman. Like all of you guys have been rocking with me, and um, I'm listening to you loud and clear. J Rod too. Shout out to him. Albert, of course. Yeah, these are all people I'm so familiar with, you know? Um, and I appreciate it. I really do. Roy says portraits. Lighting is several degrees more important than the camera or lens. 100%. And I've learned that fact, especially through video. It's even more sensitive. You get less do-over, right? You just get that take. And increasing, decreasing exposure, etc., is to me is more sensitive in video versus a photo. Photo, you could fucking, you go up 2.5 stops and work with it. So no, you're 100% right. Right. Like I would tell people to invest in good lighting and understanding how to use it creatively. If you're a videographer, then quickly get a new lens. That's for sure. But bum bum bum. Mark Man says, "You met me in person." Yes, that's right. Hey, that was cool. That was real cool to meet you in Sacramento. That was such a small world. The Z8, brother. Um, and Mark Man says, "Sold me the plan." Oh yeah, sold you the planner, brother. Hey, that planner is a chef's kiss. I don't care what anybody says. I think the planner is the best lens from Nikon. I think the 85-1.2 is a close second. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. 85 is going to be more versatile, right? You could do more with it for sure. But boy, that thing is like, it's like pulling out the most perfected sniper rifle. It's like, you're not going to use this every day, but when you do, it's game time. That's what it reminds me of. So shout out to the planner. Um, Oh, you were totally ready to ball out for the planner. Rob just said, "Make it happen." Yeah, Kid Krug. Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not going to talk about something that, first of all, I wouldn't do, or if I haven't tried it, etc. And the other thing is, like, if I know it's going to be I'm just enthusiastic about it, right? And yeah, granted, it was in the back of his head, but you know, I'm excited for people making good decisions. I don't know what to say. I'm a bad wingman if you want to go shopping. That's all I gotta say, man. Fajar says, still don't know which wides to get. All Nikon offerings are awesome, but I always find myself going back to 20 or more. I need 14 time to time, but since Viltrox uh already has 14 mil, I might snatch that. Well, I have a 16 mil from Viltrox. Oh, it's my camera bag. I have a 16 f1.8. That thing's awesome too. But that's a 16. You still have that option of the 14 to 24 mil f2.8, the Z version. Um, that is an excellent lens. That lens is awesome. At least that'll give you some range. May not be as best at low light at f2.8, but it's definitely not a slouch. And you could double it up for not just for photos, but also for video too. So that's a lens to maybe look at. It's hard for me to ever find it used. Like whoever owns them, they just seem to keep it. That's for sure. Albert says cell phones and technology are creating challenges for photographers. And now most photography contests require film photography to prevent cheating. Well, I've been done with photography contests in such a long time just because I don't know. I don't know. Because like obviously most people can look at a photo and say that's a great photo, but also you have to realize like when it comes to those contests, like other human beings judging other human beings like creative work. And with that said, we all come in with our own set of explicit or like subconscious bias when it comes to judging. And that's why sometimes I'm like, I mean, granted, I've seen some winners where it's like, well, that was a nice photo. But you also, I have to admit, will it help you improve dramatically in photography? To me, no. What's helped me improve my photography more than contests were looking at other people's great work and then like dissecting it and saying like, okay, how many lights? Where's that placement? Why would they choose not to show catch light in the eye? Why what how is this photo speaking to me? And w- the framing. Let's just and just really what do you call it? Not deconstruct, yeah, deconstruct other people's work and then applying a little bit to my own. That's what I've noticed what helped with me to improve my portraits faster than, contests and everything. So, if anything, from this particular news, you're gonna save some money by not doing these damn contests, quite honestly. Okay. Um, but that's just me. Roy says, I love the Plena, but if the Viltrox came out first, then I would have bought it too. I know, Roy. Hey, that Plena. I think oh no, I thought it was over there. But I love my 135 f1.8 lens. Now, the autofocus isn't as fast as the Plena, but come on now, you're gonna pay 55% cheaper than the actual Plena. So you're gonna like there's some give, right? You're not gonna get the same exact performance out of the Viltrox versus the Plena. Fine. Build quality, absolutely there. Uh, pho- photo still quality there. Compression, bokeh, low light performance there. But I do notice with the autofocus performance, it's super snappy with the Plena. And if that's important for you, the Plena is your jam. But you will be paying 1,100, 1,200 more dollars, and that's a big deal for a lot of people. Okay, so if you can and you got it, do it, But my point with the Viltrox line is to introduce, hey, you don't have to spend that much to get a whole lot. Okay. You do have alternatives. Um, where is this? Oh, Fell is in the house. So true, Nikon like dramatic photos when it comes to their contest. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like you have that bias, and it's not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just that, like, if like a judge loves black and white photos, and here you are submitting a color, you're already gonna like, well, maybe you don't know if they love black and white, but the point is that, like, if you see the winners and two out of the three are black and white, come on, let's do the math. So, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying that those are like implicit like biases that we all carry as just human beings and individuals, right? We have likes and dislikes. And then now you're judging other people's work, not saying you're ill, you have an ill you're not trying to be negative or anything or evil about it. It's just that that's going to affect your judging, right? So when you say, "Oh, that's the best photo," it's like, oh, okay, you may think so, but then the guy next to you who's not a judge may think it's a freaking wonderful piece of art. So that's why I'm like, what's the takeaway from the contest? I'm not 100% sure. Like, I used to be really excited to get published in a magazine. I'm like, that's now, I mean, I've done it enough where I'm like, "Okay, I've done it. I don't see I don't see what the return is." The return for me is if a magazine called you to shoot for that magazine and paid you. Then you're like, now that's the real contest right there. Who's willing to pay you for that quality? Because if you're paying them to tell you your photo is fantastic, etc., that's all good. But what does the market say overall? That's the real test. Put your work out there to the world and let the world determine the value. Okay. So that's just me. Um, King Crux says Plena is so fantastic. I still continue to use Nikon 135 DCAF. Yeah, I mean, that focal length, the 135, I never thought I would like it as much. My favorite used to be the 105 1.4 lens for f mount, and that was my go-to for portraits. But the 135, like after that Plena, I was like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, like you know that emoji with the head exploding? That was literally me. Okay, right there. I was like, what? So when that Plena came out, okay, I don't care what anybody says. Um Fel says same. I prefer first party. Yeah, first party lenses, you're gonna get you're gonna get that performance. And what I mean by performance, autofocus, right? To keep up with the camera's autofocus, all that, because it's built for the system, right? So you're just gonna get that. But for those who didn't feel like spending $2,200, you have an option for $900. I mean, come on, man. I'm not mad at you for doing it because I did it. Then we have Roy coming in, says, oh, okay, monster adapter. Okay, that's for somebody. All right, copy that. Phil says, contests don't make much sense these days, specifically with especially with AI and the crazy amount of photographers these days. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like the bar for entry to be a photographer is so low. Let's be honest. Okay. As long as you have a credit card and a way to get to Best Buy, or maybe you don't even need to get to Best Buy. You just order it from Amazon or B&H. And you're now, congratulations. Hold on. Hold on. You are now a photographer. Congrats. And that's good and bad, right? A lot of people more into photography, gives us more to talk about, more people want to learn. I mean, that's always good. But like photography used to be like a trade. You would have to work your way up, maybe even intern for another working photographer and be a second shooter, etc. And now it's just so easy for folks to get in, and the cameras do such a great job where you could almost not mess up a photo, like unless you really wanted to, and you could recover it. So with all that, with all those variables at play, yeah, it's cheapened our craft in a sense, but um people do how many of these photographers truly understand lighting, truly understand the importance of composition? Can they name you more than 6 compositional rules, right? So it's like all these fundamentals. Um, I kind of like approach it like, like Bruce Lee talks about is like learn it to unlearn it, right? And create and within that unlearning, you're creating your own style, your own thing that fits you. Back to what I said earlier, the one thing that differentiates or makes you better or different or unique compared to the person next to you. Photography, the entry of photography now is like, can you post a picture that looks somewhat clean and shoot it at 1.2 and high speed sync it all the time? And I was like, that's great. That's a cool technique, but it's not like it needs to be the technique. Okay. That's a technique. Um, so it is what it is. What can you do? I sound like an old man on my soapbox right now, but it needs to be said. Um, we have Fajar, ISTG. The last few F mounts prime combo is mythical. The 28 14E, 58 14G, and 105 14E. Is something coming out from Fantasy World? It's rendering. It's full of characters. Yes, that 105 was my jam. That was the matter of fact. When I switched all to Z mount, that was the last lens I kept. I was like, man, they haven't replicated it yet. They haven't came out with a newer version. Is before the Plena, obviously. And I was like, I'm keeping that lens. That's the one lens I am keeping. Okay, screw that. Even though with the F to Z adapter, the autofocus was still an issue for sure. But once you got it, man, that picture was great, But I let that lens go so I can get into I think it was a Z8 or something. Okay. Gorgeous lens, that 105, 1.4 lens. It was like my holy trinity glass, like not holy trinity, but like holy grail. Like when I got it, I was like, okay, I have to use this one again. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. But I was like this. I really felt like that. If you know Final Fantasy number one, you know what time it is, okay? Because that's how I felt. Like I've got the master key. I was like, oh shoot, it's the 105. Oh shoot. Yeah, I was nerding out. Super tough. All right. Um, so that's why I held out on selling that sucker. Let's see. We got Bell in the building again. He says, because the bar is so low, people don't want to pay our prices. And you're absolutely right, okay? That's a fact, okay? And that's why I talked about earlier about diversify or die, okay? And that's why I talked about more or less leading to the most important point is to add value, add value, add value. Even if you're just shooting or if you're looking to create content. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Let me think about this. Again, if you're just shooting for fun, no shade, right? Obviously, you don't care if maybe people like it or not. Um, you don't care about diversifying and dying. You're just enjoying taking photos. Great. Knock yourself out. I think that's fantastic. But for those who are like trying to find a little wedge in there for your own game, for branding, for clients, whatever, part-time, very part-time, then you got to add value. And it can't just be still images. Think about all the creative ways you can sell the value of your images to your customers and then offer those services. Boy, the chat is active, and I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep up with you guys, okay? I don't have my StreamYard, and StreamYard was a little bit easier, but I'm tired of paying them, okay? I'm cheap. Rob, do you use any SLR era lenses? King Kruk. No, I don't. The last one, as I mentioned, that was a long holdout was the 105 1.4 E lens. Like that thing was gorgeous. But no, because I'm really a stickler about performance. And if I notice any lag in that autofocus when I know it's not supposed to be there, it's just gonna irk the heck out of me. So no, I do not. Okay. It's all mirrorless. Um, where'd that comic go? Okay. King Crook, I don't understand why people unloaded SLR lenses to go mirrorless. I even kept the bodies and continue to use D3S and D4S. Shout out to you. Okay. Wow. That's major. Um, for me, it was like I don't need more than two cameras. And then when I went mirrorless and realized like how much more efficient the system is, right? You could check your constant preview, right? Notice how your exposure is affecting your image before you take it. You get to preview with it. Um, it's just a much more effective ecosystem, really. And then once I made that jump, I went from the Z6 III, I know Z6, the first Z6, and then I had the D85. I showed my D85, D850. And then when I sold the D850, it was to get into the Z9. And then by then I was like, all right, I'm all in. I just got to get rid of this stuff so that I could buy the mirrorless versions, which of course I lost out, in terms of like value on the SLR lenses and stuff. I just didn't need more glass. I didn't need more systems. I just needed two good cameras and lenses that work well with it. That's what happened to me. Um Fel says that's true. I'm gonna have to come up with some extra goodies for my clients or change my niche a bit. Yeah, and it's like Fel, and I'm not trying to like tell people to change their niche per se, but just how do you creatively add more value within your niche? Because that added value is what's going to separate you from the option of AI, right? If you're the guy who knows how to utilize AI within your services, that's a form of value you can and your clients can benefit from hiring you, right? How do you add some video? How do you add some cool little whatever? And there's so many programs out there that make it so much easier to add that extra additional value. Canva is one of them. I've created so much content for folks through Canva. The other one is the heck system CapCut. CapCut is awesome if you want to make vertical video content, add captions, some effects and whatnot. CapCut is great. It's ultimately free. And if you want all the accoutrements, it's only $10 a month. So there's like a lot of ways that you don't have to like reinvent the wheel of what you do. Just how do you add more value to the service or the niche that you cater to? That's and then communicate it obviously. All right. Let them know. Hey, going with me, I know how to do X, Y, and Z. I could do this for you. If you pay a little more, I could get that going for you. Boppity boopity boo. All right. You got to become that one-stop shop. I think the days of like, oh, I do photography. Go call that guy for video. Then go call this guy for this. For that, those days are done. You want to be a one-stop shop for your clients. That's just my opinion. Um, Albert says the Nikon 28 F1AE is the finest wide angle lens I've ever used. It comes remarkably close to perfection, and I couldn't identify any flaws with that lens. Too bad I haven't tried it. I only tried that. What was it? 28 F. Shoot, what was it? 2.8. Or was it a 2. No, I think it was a 2.8 lens for the ZF. Anyway, and it was plastic, so but still a good lens though. Um, let's see. We got next comment. Fel says, yes, true. Thanks, man. You're absolutely welcome. If I answered that. Fajar says, I usually now sell my packages either with prints or video work as well. Don't need to be fancy cinema value. Yeah. But at least they're happy to post their cosplay videos with it. Exactly. That's a fantastic way of adding value. See, that is adding value. Even you don't have to go over the top and create some Steven Spielberg video for them. They just appreciate having the video. And remember, everything you add on, it should be an upsell, more cost, value cost. I'm not telling you to give away the kitchen sink. Okay. What is the Oh, Mark May says, I appreciate all the knowledge drop you've been giving me. There you go, brother. Well, that's what I enjoy doing. And to you and King Kruk and, telling me let's just go live more often, then that's what I'm going to have to do. All right. So that I can continue to drop these gems. And I'm learning from all of you too. Like you guys are, it's a symbiotic relationship here, right? What is this?
Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's what that sound was. Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. All right. I think that was Deion Sanders. Anyway, let's see. We got King Kruk. He says 28 F 1.4 E is a great for photography, obviously, but it's great for video, even without too much character. It's lighter than using my Otis 28. Right on, man. Maybe I need to check out that lens. Maybe I need to check it out. If you see me look down, it's because my computer is right here. My laptop's right here. Okay, everybody. I just want to show you that. Let's see. Love the King Kruk says, Rob, do you use any Leica L's on your Lumix? I don't use any Leica glass on my Lumixes. What I do use is Sigma, Lumix lenses, and Sirui. cine lenses. Okay. Those are the 3 sets of lenses I use on there. I have, I think, 5 or 6 Sigma glass, mostly primes, art lenses, DGDN art lenses on there. And then I have the Sirui manual focus cine lenses. It's a pack of them. And then I have an anamorphic lens, gorgeous, 50 mil T2.9 from Sirui. And so those are the only lenses I used on there. I'm not against it. For me to spend a grotesque amount on a lens where I've gotten such great footage out of other lenses, you're gonna be hard pressed to convince me. Okay. I don't care about the name that much. Okay. Leica. I was never I'm not a retired surgeon or somebody who can afford Leica. So I'm more of a Sigma. Hello. Okay. Fajar, I'm going out, everyone. I'm in my hometown, and it's been a while since I nurture my cats. Have a good evening for everyone across the globe. Fajar, thank you very much for stopping by. Okay, very much appreciated. Hey, we got Derek Benton in the house. Hello. Got him going. Cool. And then King Kruk says, Rob, do your clients ever look at your gear? Are they impressed? Or they only care about the final polished deliverables? Well, that's a great question. Okay, so I know that if I'm going to want to charge a particular amount, my gear has to kind of like match that level in their perceived, like it has to create a perceived value. They have to be able to see what they're getting for the money they're spending. So if I show up with a T-Rebel camera and I'm like, oh, well, this is a $10,000 gig and I show up with a T-Rebel, right? But if I show up with a C50 rigged out monitor, all that stuff, they see the perceived value just by looking at you. Oh my God, look what we're about to get. They already know it's about to go down. Okay. So to your question, King Kruk, right? Are they impressed? Well, yes. They might not say, wow, look at that camera. Well, sometimes they're like, oh man, that looks like a heck of a camera, right? But I keep that in mind when I'm rigging up the camera too. Like, do I have all the functionality that I need out of my camera system? And then what will the clients think? I already know that if I make a director's monitor so the clients can watch as things happen, they will get that much more juiced, okay, and be quote unquote more impressed. So that's me creating more value, the experience of working with me. They get the lights, they get and they're just like, whoa. And then that perceived value helps to justify the rate. I know that sounds a little crazy. I hope that makes sense in any way, King Kruk. Okay. And yes, they do care about the final result, but before the final result, they gotta like hire you, right? So like obviously work you've already done, but then when you show up, you're still fighting for the other part of the check, right? A lot of times you get 50% and then you get the 50% after you're done delivering the final deliverables. So it's like I think it's all a part of the process of coaching and selling to your client throughout the entire stage of dealing with them, if that makes any sense. Us photographers, we know we get to pick up like almost most cameras and we'll create a good image out of it. We'll figure it out and make a way. But your camera, if you show up with a Z9, right, versus a Z50, there's a clear difference in impression you're gonna have on that client's mind, subconsciously or very explicitly. Like, damn, what's that little thing? Sometimes size matters. Hello. All right, that's just Anyway, Albert says the Zeiss Distagon 28 f2 is an exceptional wide-angle lens known for its remarkable character. Wow, we're getting a lot of 28 mil love tonight. That's what I'm noticing. Okay, we're getting a lot of 28 mil love. Thanks for sharing that, Al. And then Roy says Leica lenses are fantastic, but at a fantastic price, and that is literally my point right there. Okay? Not that I think ill will about Leica or anything. I can't justify the price. I just can't do it. And it's probably because I can't afford it. So there you go. Hello. Okay. So Craig C says, yo, checking in. Just got in from shooting football. That's what's up, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let's do it like this. Yeah. Shout out to you, Craig C. And thank you for your comments lately. I've been seeing them on the videos and everything. Roy says buying lenses older than 1980 is risky. Computer quality control was just starting, and there was a massive variation in lens quality. Well, I know a lot of people just collect these older lenses just to collect them, and the unique character you get out of them is what they're after, right? Me personally, that's kind of why like I wouldn't feel safe telling someone to get a camera that's 5 years old when they can use the same amount of money and get a camera with the latest technology right now because it's only been improved. So let's see. Craig C says some people don't like that answer. Clients' perception of gear, but it is true. Oh, 100%. It is so true. It is so true. I don't know why people don't think so. Like a lot of purchasing is done through your eyes. That's why when they plate your food, even though you're getting a smaller portion, but it's plated like a work of art, they're charging you twice as much for the same food you could eat, and definitely 5 times more than what it's really worth because you could be eating the same thing at home, but it won't be plated. It's all about that experience. And the first experience that needs to pass the test is this right here, the visual experience. That's why if you're dressed like you're ready to take care of business versus someone who's dressed like a schlep, rolled out of bed, guess what? I think a wedding client might be a little bit more comfortable with the person who put themselves together before meeting up with them. Every moment of dealing with a potential client or gig that you just want to be a part of, you're selling, you're selling, you're selling, you're selling. Okay. That's why I got this hoodie. I got this hoodie because when I wore my t-shirt, my logo was a little bit lower on my chest, so I couldn't see it as much. But when I live stream my hoodie, I could have my logo. That's all about selling. It's all about branding. It's all about placement. Right. So that's what I'm trying to say for you. So yeah, when it comes to your gear, take care of it. Make sure it looks good. Make sure it looks like it justifies the rate you hope to get. Your camera bags, right? Make sure they don't look like camera garbage bags. I've seen some where I'm like, damn, I'll just get a new camera bag, man. It's all right. But it's all these little things. Okay. Let's see here. They do. Okay, King Krug says, Rob, do they look at your gear? For example, if you are small rig items or okay, now that's a cool question, King Krug, but no, they don't look at my gear specifically. Like most people are just like, what's that? And they like, can it produce X kind of files, right? ProRes or 4K or something like that. That's like as far as they've gone. But the actual camera, no. But I've heard of plenty of sets where the creative director is like, I want you to shoot it with this kind of camera, and they already know a thing or two about a thing or two. But generally, hell no. They're like, oh, that's a Nikon. Oh, I used to shoot Nikon, and then a Nikon is like a point and shoot or something, So it just looks amazing off top. Let's see. Craig C. Some people don't like that. Oh, okay. Congrats. My hot take is Zeiss, Leica, from my use, of course. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. If you could do Zeiss and Leica, man, I think you're doing all right. Shout out to you. Seriously, I'd never be mad at someone being able to afford to shoot Leica and Zeiss lenses and own it. That's the way to do it. All right, so let's take a little commercial break right quick, and I just want to say right now at this present moment, we are in an hour and 34 minutes. Okay, give yourself a round of applause. And in so doing, I want you to help me help you. Now, that means you just have to go ahead and smash that like button. That's right. It's that little thumbs up, little character. Make sure he's shining bright because you just pressed it. Smash that like and help this channel out. I love that Jeopardy stuff. Anyway, I'm actually quite impressed at how smooth my live stream is using YouTube Studio. Okay. I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using YouTube Studio. I have lost some functions I really wish I had, like being able to add like cool stuff in my videos and whatnot. But overall, this live stream from YouTube Studio is pretty solid. Let me know if my feed is pretty good. I'm curious on what your experience is with the audio as well as the feed itself. How's the syncing? Let me know because this is pretty cool. I actually dig it overall. There are some improvements. If YouTube shouts out to me, I'm definitely going to recommend some serious improvements. But overall, it's pretty darn dope. Okay. Drunk wedding photographer. Even though my camera is from 1995, it still looks pristine. My dumb key camera bags, I buy new ones every few years, so they always look new. I agree about taking care of one's gear. Awesome. Yeah, it's like, it really does matter. And again, it's that subconscious selling you're doing. Oh, this guy's, you want to get that perception. You want to give that perception where like you step on set, it's like, oh yeah, we're in good hands. It's about to go down. It's going to be a fun day. King Kruk says, Rob, your live streams are always crispy clean, even better than bigger channels. You always got the gear and experience. Well, brother, thank you so much. Hold on. Let me see if I got something good for you here. I know I do. I know I got something real good. Okay, here you go. Macho Man for King Kruk. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Thank you, man. And by the way, I have something I have to tell you, okay? This is from Ric Flair, okay? It's not me. It's Ric Flair.
I do this for a living. I'm the
That's
best
right.
there is.
That's right. I do this for a living, and I'm the best there is. All right. No, King Kruk. On a serious note, thank you so very much, man. I'm always looking for ways to improve. You see, I got my hair light action going on right here. You guys see that hair light? Man, little tube light action. All right. But thank you very much. And if you said I need to stream more, then brother, I got to listen to you. You guys are my customers, if you will. Okay. You're the audience. You're the people. You're the community. And if you're giving me a suggestion to help better my performance and thus improve your experience watching me, I'm going to do it. All right. As long as it's like not degrading. Okay. Please. This is a great one. I like that. Bam. Thank you, brother. Pin that message. Thank you very much, sir. Let's see here. Albert says the Pentax HD FA 31 mil f1.8 limited is another excellent wide angle lens that does not get a lot of love. And it's excellent contrast for black and white photography. You guys are giving me an idea for a video. First is prime lenses, right? I think that's a talk in itself. But you guys are giving me a lot of interesting topics. Let me tell you. Craig C says camera bags. Think Tank's new Focus Point bag looks amazing. You know what, Craig? I was actually going to reach out to Think Tank and see if they wanted me to do a review because that camera bag does look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That Focus Point looks really cool for everyday light travel photography. It doesn't look like a camera backpack. That's what I really like about it. It can still carry your 14-inch laptop, I think up to 15-inch, depending on the size you get or something. I love the color choices too, right? It's no more just a black bag. You get burnt orange, you get the cool burnt red, you get a army green looking color. I really like the colors as well. So Craig, you're absolutely right. That is very enticing for me. Okay. That's all I got to say. So maybe if you want me to reach out to them and see if I could get my hands on a bag. Would you like that? Would you like me to do like a review on that camera bag? Because if so, I can make that happen for sure. Uh, I have a slight bag obsession. I think we all do, brother. Let me tell you. I have rolling bags. They're all my camera bags are pretty much Think Tank. Just one or two are like one from Peak Design, a sling bag from Peak Design, and but everything else is Think Tank, man. Because Think Tank stuff just doesn't fall apart. I don't care what. I don't know if you made it fall apart. You were doing some dastardly things to your camera bag. And my Streetwalker backpack I've had has to be 10 years. I mean that it kicks like a mule. It's still my go-to. Um, let's see. Albert says, I'm an optics nerd. Hey, shout out to you. I feel you. Uh, and while Craig has this like camera bag obsession, that's okay. And King Krug, Rob, what kind of jobs are you going after once you get Pixis 12K? Okay, that's a great question. So let me show you. Um, hold on, I'll show you. I'll show you right now, King Krug. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna share the screen. All right, this is. I'm not sure how many of you know, but I actually am a filmmaker outside of just shooting photos. Okay, take a look. This is my film production company that like I launched 2020. Okay, I made my short film 2019 at the end of 2019, and then I started making short films, short docs, comedies, drama, narrative pieces, etc. And I really love filmmaking. And that's where I really started because I was getting bored with photography, and I was like, "What am I doing here?" And I had this like middle life crisis with photography, and I was bored with photography. I was like, "Wait, I got in this game because I wanted to be a film director." When I was attending Academy of Art, San Francisco, and then I was like, "You know what? Let me get back into filmmaking." And I realized I had all the gear, I had lighting at the time, and I said, well, I guess the only thing I have now are excuses. I should be making films then. And then that's when I got into it. So that's where Day One Films came in. And since then, I've made 13 films. Okay. Look at all these are all the films I've produced right here. Now, granted, you all know me as still shooting still photography, but I'm actually a filmmaker as well. I just don't talk about it a whole lot. And then I'm in pre-production for here's my pre-production stuff. We just had a movie premiere event in Oakland, okay, for this short film right here. And then where is it? Here are the films we're like in development for these two, and then we start production on this on Echoes of Our Father. We start that one next month in about 4 weeks. We start Prince photography for this one. So I've been doing filmmaking, making stuff. So a few of these are available on Amazon Prime. You could check out like 5 of them on Amazon Prime and Fossum and what other platforms and some other platforms, but mostly Amazon Prime. Okay. So I share that with you because I'm in the trenches with making films and everything. And the Pixis 12K will be right in line with my filmmaking. I want a dedicated cinema camera. I want all the accoutrements. I like the large format of 12K, future proof for my product, depending on the scope of the project that I'm working with. I'm tired of cropping at 4K 60, 4K 120. And that camera will allow me to do that. I like the built-in XLR cable, even though it's a mini SDI. There's a lot of things about the and you have the Ursa Cine sensor, and it does RGBW. So like that sensor alone, and it's 5,500, which is the same price I bought my Z9. So I'm not really scared of that price per se, because I think this camera I can keep for a long time and make some fantastic quality films with it. And then if I buy it, I don't need to rent it, but I could rent it out to others and get my money back. So that's my genius plan. So as you can see, like I said, I'm as much as I love doing photography, I love doing filmmaking as well. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys. Let me see here. So yeah, these are our latest projects. You see right here, shot this one. This one is already done. We've premiered it. Zoom and enhance. That's a comedy. This one too. So yeah, it's like I love filmmaking. Okay. I really do. I love the art of it. I love to produce it. I love the headache of it. There's something about it. Here's a trailer for this one. Not sure if you guys can. But at least you can visually kind of see like what's going on. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, just trying to make some money.
You
All right,
know.
make a little money.
So this is a drama piece that ultimately highlights men's mental health
We should be in the same
and a young writer trying to realize his untapped potential and find that self-esteem and love within himself to get him to where he's got to go in life. It was a real good piece. I really believed in the message. So we shot this in 2023. This is what the premiere party was about. Was everybody watching the full feature? Full-length short film. It was 29 minutes long. Okay. But anywho, so that's that. All right. So that's why I would look at the Pixis 12K. All right. Anywho, I know. Wow. Let's see. So it wouldn't be for jobs per se. It would be for my films. And since I have a relationship with a distributor now, like when I'm making films, I'm also thinking, how do I sell the film and maximize my ROI, right? So the Pixis 12K would be used for work. It would just be for filmmaking. But filmmaking is a long game plan, right? Like you're not gonna just make the film and make, unless you're Ryan Coogler. But even it took Ryan Coogler a long time to become that Ryan Coogler that we know today, where if he drops a film, he's gonna make $1 billion. Okay. So with that said, the 12K Pixis, I believe, could take me to that level. And it's a sustainable platform, meaning that I can grow with it or it can grow with me. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. King Crux says, I've seen the Sigma 200 to 500 to 8 for around 10K. Super awesome. But there are a lot of great stuff out now. It's hard to justify. Oh, yeah. I think glass for 2, but wow, 2.8. That is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. But there is a lot of competition for sure. And it's not just from like Sigma and Tamron used to be that third party brand. Now there's like, I wouldn't even call it like as third party anymore. They're just one notch down from the first like native brand stuff, Tamron and Sigma. I think they work very close with the brands more than any others when it comes to making sure that the performance out of a Tamron Sigma is just on par with an actual Canon, Sony, Nikon lens. And then now the new third party, if you want to call it, would be the Viltrox, the Seven Artisans, Young Yo, stuff like that, Surae. And they still look good, and they still kick butt too. So let's be real. All right, let's see here. Beep, 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 beep. Craig says, "Oh, for sure. Curious to see if the 22 liter is big enough for Nikon gear." Oh, okay. All right. I'll reach out to them. I'll reach out to them, see what they say, and you never know, right? Okay. And then I see Drunk Wedding Photographer. I guess is okay. Okay, okay. I will check out that camera bag. Hey, Rob, you're the real deal. Holyfield. Hey, King Kruk, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. I really do. I'm just trying to put in work, man. All I can do is put one foot in front of the other. That's it. Albert says, the Drunk Wedding Photographer, I'm a nerd. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. We're all gear nerds. Like, I was explaining to someone who hasn't been to WPPI. I was like, it's literally a camera geek fest. Like it's a photography geek fest. And you're talking to other geeks, about apertures and lenses and lighting and same old crap that like we speak our own language. So I say, let's embrace the inner photo nerds that we all are. Oh, Mark, man, thank you very much. Oh yeah, congrats on the awards. Thank you, thank you. And Ken Kruk, I need a new sling bag to carry lenses for travels. Okay, well, a sling bag. I'm not sure which lenses. I use a Peak Design sling bag that I really like. To tell you the truth, I think it's a 10. It's not a 20. It might be a 10 liter sling bag. It's over up there. But maybe we should talk about camera bags for one live stream. That could be pretty cool. Roy Bigsby, Sky Reader is the expert channel for camera bags. Oh, okay. Oh, Sly Reader, excuse me, Sly Reader. All right, I'll check him out. I'll check him out. And then Drunk Wedding Photographer. Hopefully, I got to WPPI this coming year. I didn't go. I didn't go this year. Last minute Family Matter. Yeah, I didn't go this time too. But I already bought my conference ticket for to WPPI 2026. It's only $99 for full access to the conference. Can't beat that price. So I already bought mine, so I will be there for sure. So I'm gonna get a new shirt. You guys better find me. We got to take selfies together, okay? If you see me, I'll wear my orange beanie. You already know my orange beanie. I'm gonna wear my Robert Silver photography every day. And you find me, we're taking selfies, man. Okay. Whoever goes. I was actually considering on doing like a private portrait session, like a 2 hour workshop thing. I could hire a model and we could do maybe boudoir or we could do like lingerie fashion photography, maybe in the hotel room. Or we could do a photo walk. Let me know if you guys would be interested. If you guys went to WPPI, would you consider taking one of my like, let's say I was thinking about lingerie fashion photography situation, okay? And get a gorgeous model. We'll do our thing, swap war wounds, war stories as a photographer, but we also try to create editorial style images with that model. You know what? Okay, Drunk Wedding Photography said, deal. Roy Bixby says, it at a show, all the newbies are flocking around cameras and the pros are looking at lighting. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. There's a light that I'm actually really excited to go check out. I'm not gonna lie. It's an LED light, but it's 1200 watts. I gotta check it out. Drunk Wedding Photographer says you should pitch a workshop to WPPI. Well, ironically, I did. I pitched a really cool one. I'm not going to share the idea, but I pitched it to them. They sent in all the things they needed. They wanted to see my social handles, etc. I still haven't heard back, but I would love to do a seminar or a workshop for WPPI. That would be really, really cool. But they haven't gone back. I've reached out a couple of times and they're like, we're still looking through things. We're doing things differently. Boppity boppity bop, you know. But if I end up teaching a seminar there or something, you all have to show up. Okay? Let me say it one more time. You all have to show up if I teach a seminar there. Okay? King Kruk says, I'm trying to learn more about photography. WPPI could be worth it. I'm going to tell you right now, I've been there just maybe 2 to 3 times. Every time, an awesome experience. Awesome experience. Whether you just go there for the gadgets, you go to there to learn something and grab a tip or two. Last time I did Lindsay Adler's seminar, which was so much, it was fantastic because she shared so many great tips and advice for commercial portrait photography. It was like taking a master class, quite honestly. So you go there to learn, play with the toys, or go to the network and hang out. Okay, because I'm not a gambler, so I don't go to Vegas for gambling. I go there to try to relax and for like WPPI. So I might go out and have a drink and a cigar, You know, if you want to come out and have a cigar with me, you know, come on through. I know a good place we could go. But so I save money when I go to Vegas. I don't go there to be gambling, all this other stuff, you know? So I go there, boom, get in, get out. It's an absolutely fantastic value to head to WPPI. Okay. That's just my opinion. And no, they haven't sponsored me. I definitely didn't get any free tickets from these folks. Okay. I paid for my own way. Um, okay, let's see. Oh, Roy says, coffee time. I haven't had coffee in 30 minutes. Hey, brother, you know what? I almost had a coffee right before this, but then if I got off this, I'd probably still be on the coffee and I'd be in trouble. Okay. King Krug says, so it's a social event as much as informative. 100%. 100%, King Krug. It's a great event to network, get to know the brands, get to know the people that work for those brands, get a great relationship going. For me as a YouTuber and content creator, it's a smorgasbord for content for me, but also to further increase my network among these brands. So when I want to reach out, they are at least familiar with me, right? And then I could bring my experience working with those brands to all of you. So it's a very symbiotic thing. And I get to hopefully bump into a few of you, which I think is awesome, quite honestly. It's actually really humbling. Um, Drunk wedding photographer. Yeah, and guess what, King Krug? On the opening night, Fuji always hosts a open bar night where it's DJing, people are drinking, and it's an open bar the whole time, all on Fuji. Okay. Those parties are awesome. You know, so that right there, you'll get your money back just from that Fuji party. Um, let's see. Drunk wedding photographer says Vegas has good food, but everything's sky high. Absolutely. And that's why I don't spend on anything. That's why I don't spend anything. I don't need to party. I've done that plenty enough. I don't need to do all this crazy stuff. I might go down to the what do you call it? The Mall or whatever, and go to the cigar lounge, hang out, talk crap, drink, and have a cigar. That's my jam. Okay. Um, Oh, King Krug, are you up going to NAB? It all depends. Yes, I'm up for going to NAB. It all depends on finances because I am moving in April. So therefore, honestly, I'm doing WPPI because I missed it last year. So I got to do WPPI. And then would I do NAB? I would if I could, right? So if not this year, I mean 2026, for sure 2027, where things are more established, things are more I've already moved, I'm already settled in my new place, then yes, all those things will be up for grabs. Ken Craig said, "We partying? Fuji is going to make us do the Tootsie Roll." Hey, I'm telling you, the Fuji parties are always like I am not sober that night. That's all I gotta say. What's ironic is the next morning, early in the morning, like the seminars start like 8 a.m. So watch yourself, okay? Watch yourself. So far we are looking good. It has been like a solid 2 hours. I may have to head out. I am a bit tired. All right, everybody. I am tired out here. You all don't know. Okay. I do want to say how much I appreciate all of you for coming in, hanging out with me for a couple hours. To King Kruk and a few of you, Mark Man, everybody I'm looking at are my regulars. Y'all are awesome, and I can't say how much I appreciate all of you and seeing all of your names and your what is it, your profiles pop up going live really means a lot to me. I will go live more often due to, well, request. And you guys set me straight. Robert, go live. Okay, I will. If there's ever a topic in the future you want me to talk about, etc., or we could just talk about here live, definitely let me know. You could always message me, email me, DM me on Instagram is probably the best way. Either way, I really appreciate all of you for tuning in. And until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching, everybody. Push it.